With so much software available in the short-term rental industry these days, it's increasingly difficult to keep up to date with what's on the market and to determine whether it's a maybe or a must-have for you and your business. So meet one provider each week in a short interview, learning what they do and what they offer. So if you have around 15 minutes to spare, it could prove to be a very good investment to stick around. So let's see who and what is out there, one by one, with me, Deborah Larby, also known as the Guest Inspector.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Techsplained with the Guest Inspector. These days we are seeing a lot of aggregation as well as a lot of companies offering quite a number of services in the one place. Most deal with door lock codes, temperature thermostats, and property monitoring and the like. But today we're learning about a company who's putting all of this in the hands of the guest and added a whole bigger feature. Today, I'm chatting with Jason, and we're going to learn about the Jurny he's part of. Hello, Jason. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for having me, Deborah. Great to be here.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for coming along, and thanks for your time. We're going to launch straight into it. Jason, in one sentence, can you please tell me what Jurny does?
That's a tough one, but I will do my best.
Mm-hmm. You can have two sentences if you need it.
Okay. So in one or two sentences, Jurny is a fully end-to-end software solution, software and hardware solution. I'll just say tech solution for short-term rental, vacation rental hosts and operators, boutique hotel and lifestyle hotel operators. What that means is that we're not just a PMS provider or a dynamic pricing provider or a smart thermostat, smart lock provider. We've put all of the pieces together so that hosts and operators can kind of manage their entire business from one easy to use dashboard. And then what we've also done, sorry, really quick.
That's right, yeah.
We've also layered services on top of that. So hosts have the option to partner with us for our operational services, such as 24/7 guest communication, 24/7 inquiry support, review management, revenue management, accounting, distribution, pretty much everything except housekeeping and maintenance.
Right. Okay. We're going to start at the beginning because the big feature that I was like, oh, wow, was, are you a listing site? If I'm a property manager, I come to you and I actually put my property onto Jurny. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So let's start from the beginning. I'm a property manager. I want to sign up with Jurny and check you guys out. I come along. How do I onboard my property with you?
So the end-to-end kind of solution, so to speak.
Yeah.
What that means is it's an entire kind of comprehensive ecosystem. So being on the Jurny platform, we call it an operating system. A lot of other companies have property management systems. The reason we didn't feel it was correct, I'll say, to call our system a PMS is because as we just kind of spoke about, we really encompass everything within the system. So you don't have to go out and get your dynamic pricing somewhere else and have different renewal dates or your breezeway, for example, from somewhere else and kind of integrate all of these different tools. So because everything is just centralized in one place, you upload your properties into the OS, everything gets pushed out. If you have a direct booking website, gets pushed out to our app, our booking site as well. So we're also a booking source for hosts and operators.
Right. So once the listing is on Jurny, let's say a guest then books on Jurny. They find my property and they book on Jurny. So there's obviously a booking engine and they pay on Jurny. Your demo shows that everything is done on the phone. So you say on your website that it's mobile first. Is it mobile only?
Good question. It has been mobile only until about next week. I believe we will be launching our web-based version as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So the guest has seen my property. They've booked my property. Then what happens? Who you obviously take the payments, or does that get fed straight through to me? How do the payments then work?
Yeah, great question. So it depends on the model that we're working with. So because we have the fully vertically integrated technology stack, we can license this out to operators and they can do it themselves. I call it like the do-it-yourself model. or they can partner with us to do things for them, like guest communications, revenue management, review management, all of those things. So depending on the model that they're under, really depends. If we're managing everything for them, most likely we will receive payments and then funnel those out to the owners or hosts.
Yeah.
If they're managing everything themselves, they most likely have their own credit card processor. They're receiving their own payments.
Yeah. So there is a choice. Okay. Yeah. Right. And so then the next step of the journey, and it's the other thing about it is it's all instant bookings, right? Any property that goes on has to be instant bookable.
For the most part, yes. Yes.
Yep. Okay. So the guest is booked and they've paid. In terms of the guest communication pre-arrival, you said you look after that. Is that designed in hand with the property manager? So all the pre-arrival emails, the number of them, the content, etc., is organized with the property manager prior to, during the setup stage?
Absolutely. So funny enough, we were operators ourselves before we transitioned about 6 years ago, before we transitioned into technology. And so we have some best practices that we suggest. But ultimately, yes, it is up to the host and operator how they want to communicate with their guests, what they want to be saying. But we will absolutely facilitate. And a lot of times we find ourselves in a kind of a consultant role where we're suggesting things that we have found to work.
Yeah. Okay, great. So then the guest gets all the communications. And then I'm curious now. So as a property manager, I don't need any smart locks or codes or anything like that. If I'm going to use Jurny, you can look after all of that for me. So as part of the automated messages, and I have to obviously then use your hardware, right? When I sign up with you, the door locks and the thermostats and everything, it's through you?
So we integrate with many of the major lock providers, and we're always adding more. Some lock providers do not have open APIs, or they're unwilling to integrate. But for the most part, we integrate with, for example, Yale, Schlage, Nuki, Salto, Igloo Homes. We're always adding more. We have some of our own locks as well. So we don't try to tie anybody down to a specific piece of hardware. But we can definitely be a partner if needed. We can supply hardware.
Okay. But you integrate with all of those locks. So then that code through my lock system, you send out the code to the guest. The guest lets themselves in. And then what are the other features? I like that dial. What are the other features then that the guest has control over?
Yeah, so the really great thing is that through the app, well, first of all, you're building customer loyalty once they download that app. But through that app, the guest experience is just so superior. So aside from getting in and out of their rental property, just with the tap of a button, they can see local recommendations. So they can, see what restaurants are nearby or activities are nearby. They can see the weather. They can change their room temperature. They can chat with the host or property manager straight through the app. They can extend their stay. They can share that reservation with other guests so that other guests can use the app and have the same type of experience. We're building out really nice features in there. For example, you'll be able to log in with Netflix and then cast to the TV so that you don't have to log out upon checkout. So really nice kind of just quality of life features, I'll say.
So it's pretty much like a remote control for the whole property, a tech remote control for the whole property in the hands of the guests.
I love that. Yes, I'm going to steal that.
Yeah, my pleasure. Take it. Right. Okay. There was a little symbol on there that I was a bit curious about. One of the symbols on the dial was amenities. What's that about?
So we started out actually when we were operators in the multi-unit space. So a lot of these buildings have, pools, gyms. Some of them have gardens, I'm seeing now. So any amenities that may be a spa, anything that you may have, you can list under as an amenity.
Right. So it's just to give information like opening hours and things like that. Okay. I thought it was like little shampoo bottles or something, order some more or something. Okay. So everything is done on the app. Okay. What about things like security deposits? Let's say I need to take a security deposit. Does that fit in with your tech stack as well? And guest verification? Absolutely.
So as you know, Airbnb is already screening guests, but any other booking sources, Jurny app, direct booking website that you receive, we are screening those guests. They will get a risk factor back, so green, yellow, orange, or red, and then based on that tier, you can customize what you're going to require. It can be a damage deposit, it can be a rental agreement signature, it can be copies of IDs of all the guests. So you can just outright reject the booking if you like.
Okay, so basically you are an end, like you said, you are an end-to-end, but even at the very beginning, you're also a listing site, so you can put it on there and you look after everything.
Yep.
Okay, great. Yeah, okay. So my next question is, what are your unique selling points? I think this is a dumb question actually now.
Well, I'll take the chance to elaborate a little bit kind of on what the end-to-end means, because some people may hear this and just think, how's that different from like, some of the other systems out there?
Yeah.
So what we really found when we were operators is we started the traditional way. We stress tested all the PMSs out there. We chose the one we felt was best for us. Stress tested all the pricing tools, chose the one that we felt was best for us. And kind of did this with all of the tools that we needed, right? Housekeeping and maintenance, screening, insurance, all of these different products that people typically need. We ended up with kind of a Frankenstein's monster where you have, 6 or 8 different vendors, you're paying on different renewal dates. If an integration breaks, they're pointing fingers at each other saying, no, you gotta go talk to that company.
Yeah.
And that was a big pain point. So that was the first thing that we realized. And so when I say end to end, that's really what we're trying to address is eliminating all of those extra integrations that you don't really, I mean, I'm not going to say you don't need them, but they should work seamlessly and flawlessly from the start out of the box. And so that's what we've done on that end. But the other thing that we really noticed is that you can have the best tech stack in the world, but if your users are not properly trained on it, it really doesn't matter what kind of technology you're using. And so that's why we came up with also the model where we can kind of drive the system for you, I say.
Yeah. You just mentioned, so in terms of branding, let's say I don't get the booking through the Jurny listing site. Let's say someone's come to me. Then do I tell the guest to download the Jurny app and this is going to be the rest of your experience from pre-arrival into the property? Is that how it works? So they just jump on board post booking and then they go through the verification and that sort of thing. That's how they can use the Jurny.
Yeah. So typically post booking, the most common scenario will be a guest books through another OTA, let's say, Airbnb, Vrbo. They will get a message instructing them with their check-in instructions, but also letting them know that they have the option of downloading the Jurny app. It's about 50 to 60% right now that are downloading it. So it's a pretty solid number. And so those guests will have a better experience. All they really need is that booking confirmation number.
Yeah.
To tie that booking number to the app. Yeah.
So then if I'm so I've got a booking but I have a property management company. When they start getting the communications and all the door code, et cetera, is that branded to my business or is that a Jurny?
Absolutely branded. You retain your brand, your yes, everything, your messaging. Yes.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
So why would I use your product?
Gosh, I would say just for ease of use, simplicity, just simplify your life.
Yeah, I think you touched on it with having all these other products with the different renewal dates and the different this and any breakages. It's just set and forget, one stop, let it flow.
out of the box instead of So another thing that we noticed is when you're building these systems, right? You choose your PMS and then they're going to give you a list of integrated vendors that they work with, and you have to go and meet with those vendors and demo those products, negotiate your price. Yeah. Once you sign that contract, that's when the integration begins. Yeah. And so this is a solution that just out of the box is ready to go for you.
Right. And who is your target audience? How big a property management company? How many properties?
Right now, our kind of ideal client is professional hosts, property managers, boutique hotels. On the short-term rental, vacation rental side, anyone up to probably 200 or 300, 400 properties. We are pushing more into kind of the enterprise side of things now. On the boutique hotel side, really doesn't matter number of keys. We have no kind of limit, so to speak.
Yeah. Is it a price? Is it a price thing that someone with one property wouldn't want to use Jurny?
No, no, we have quite a few hosts with one or two or three properties.
Okay.
Actually, those hosts find it because instead of going out and getting a professional property manager, you can partner with us, pay less than half the price, get all the bells and whistles, and you still have to be a little bit involved with housekeeping and maintenance. But aside from that, it's a very hands-off experience. So
yeah, and you probably don't even need that much experience in the short-term rental industry. You hand it over to you and you run it. Oh, yeah, great, great.
We have some. Sorry, I was going to mention we have some hosts actually that after partnering with us went and got full-time jobs. So,
right, okay. Now, also, where is your ideal audience? Sorry, where is your audience? Are you predominantly in America or is it global?
We are global, predominantly in America and Central America. We have some properties in the UK. I believe we have a hotel possibly going live in Iceland. So we have the capability, to be global, but our primary focus at the moment is most definitely in North America, Central America.
Yeah, but if I was a property manager in Sydney, and if I wanted to use Jurny after the booking stage, so just to use the tech stack, I could do that in Sydney, right? My question though is, you're saying about things in the area. This is something that I have to input as the property manager. How does that work then? Google.
No, so we use Yelp. Yep.
Okay.
Just
okay.
a Yelp API.
Oh, nice. But that's the part I don't like. Filling in all the local attractions. Oh my God. Okay. That's great. Lovely. And okay, so how much does it cost? How is the pricing done here then?
So we have for the do-it-yourself model, right, where you're kind of doing everything yourself. We have two kind of packages. So the starter package, which includes what would traditionally be your PMS, your access control system. So your code generation automatically gets generated, only valid during check-in and check-out. You need code for every guest, all of that, and the guest mobile app. For starting at $29 per unit per month. We have our MOS, which is kind of the step up from that, includes guest screening, includes dynamic pricing, includes housekeeping and maintenance app, includes your review reputation tracker, pretty much all of the bells and whistles. That starts at $59 per unit per month. And then we have the Pro model, which is where we manage everything. Again, all the bells and whistles, all of the hardware that you might need. We include photography in there, listing optimization, and that starts at 9% per unit per month. We do a revenue share on that because it's much more involved.
Yes, absolutely. That's understandable. That's right. So is there a contract? I suppose with the different levels, that last one, you would want a contract. But is there a contract if you want to give Jurny a go?
We actually do not do contracts. No. So no contracts, no startup fees. Technically, our minimum requirement for you to stay is 3 months. After that, you're free to go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's to give it a good go. That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So, just touching on all the things you offer, you seem to offer a lot. So, starting from the beginning, the guest verification, security deposits, or listing optimization. You do everything.
Yeah, we do. So on the distribution side, we do listing optimization. We optimize listings regularly, look for keywords that we may be able to change, maybe changing the order of photographs. New listings we will create and optimize for you as well. We do interior design consulting as part of that service. Yeah, we really do quite a bit.
You do everything.
Yeah, well, so the benefit of having the experience as an operator first is we really got to experience all of these kind of these hardships that hosts go through and understand it from that point of view. So
wow. Well, we've come to the end, but was there anything else that I haven't asked that you think we should know about?
I don't think so. I mean, sometimes people ask me who are your competitors, and I say, gosh, I'm not sure, because I think there's some overlap, right? Like I can say PMS companies, but not true competitors. Some companies that do the service side of things, but they don't license out their software. So I think we're kind of in our own category at the moment.
Fair enough. That's great. Look, I was a bit blown away by the listing site and the tech stack. And it's like, wow, this really is an all-in-one. And quite unique. Yeah. Well,
That's what we're going for.
Yeah. Well, if you have any questions for Jason or Jurny, pop them in the comments section below. I will put a link to the website and anything else in the description below. Jason, thank you very much for explaining Jurny. That's really great. Yeah, it's been
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Thank you. Bye-bye.